I want to thank you all for joining me for another episode of Keeping It Real with America's Supermom. I'm so excited about my next guest. We actually got connected, y'all, on Clubhouse. You hear me talking about Clubhouse, Clubhouse. Well, this is one of the products of that great time that I spend there. So I met Daphne Thompson, and I'm so excited to have her here today. This isn't our first time actually meeting via video, but I'm glad to have her here so that we can have a organic conversation about how we got connected through Clubhouse and some of the inspiration that we have for future events as we embark this new year 2021. So at this time, I'm going to give Daphne the opportunity to introduce herself before we get into some questions.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Supermom. Like I told you before, it feels like I should just call you Ma as well. It just works. Yeah, so my name is Daphne. I am the founder of Catch the Beat. We do basically online marketing in a nutshell. However, what I believe is when you speak to different founders and different types of entrepreneurs, they usually know their product and their service phenomenally well, and that's how it should be, right? A lot of the
Mhm.
times they lack the expert know-how of how to take that messaging and how to take that product online in order to scale and to actually sell it. So we like to form partnerships with these individuals and these business owners so that you can focus on what you do really well. I focus on what I do really well. So you've got the product, you've got the service, I've got the know-how on how to do it online. And when we partner up, we do a revenue share. And that means that this is a proper partnership that both of us are personally invested in. So it's not just like any kind of agency that you have these type of retainers and they have KPIs that they need to meet on a monthly basis. And no matter what they do, they still get exactly the same amount out. So that's just how we feel. We make it a little bit different to each and every business owner in order to scale and to grow together. But it is fundamentally based on relationships. And that's why when you're talking about Clubhouse, I find that like that's just the perfect place for building these relationships like you and me. I met you on Clubhouse and Ma was just all like, yeah, let's do this.
So yeah, you got to be ready to jump in feet first. I'm all about that. So
Definitely.
I love the aspect that it's global connections because tell
Mm.
everybody where you're located.
Please repeat that.
I said tell everybody where you're located.
Oh, so I'm currently in Japan. It
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
5 a.m. in the morning here in Japan. It is nice and chilly, and a little bit later, I'm gonna hit the slopes because today is actually a public holiday here. I think.
Ah, okay, awesome. And so the branding, the whole thing about your messaging is so important. A lot of people are kind of reinventing themselves during this time after this year of 2020. So what are some things that people just don't get right when it comes to their messaging for their business?
All right. So let me just start with this. People, when they start a conversation with someone, it's usually bam, 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 bam. I can do this. I can do this. I can give you that. I can do this. And that's like slam bam, thank you, ma'am. That's not what someone wants. You are overpowering them with too much information. Technically, that's just off-putting. So the way that I like to to conduct business and the strategy that we use when people come online, especially when a new client gets online, is we base this off a book called a book from Desmond Morris. Now he's a zoologist in Sweden, I think. But anyway, he did a study on how different animals get to sexy time, and he took that study and he applied it to humans. How do normal human relationships work? What are the steps to get from not knowing each other at all to having intimacy and sexy time? So he came up with 12 steps of it's usually first eye to body, like you see each other. Then it is
Mhm.
eye to eye. Then it is usually hand to hand. Well, Corona maybe not now, but that's how it was. Then
Mhm.
it is hand to shoulder or hand to back. And so it kind of progresses. And what he found is that the time frame in when this happens doesn't matter at all. It could be an hour, could be a day, a month, a year, that doesn't matter. But what he found is that the steps are every single time exactly the same, which means that that's like a formula of how people get to intimacy, right? And it's universal.
Mhm.
You can go to and you'll kind of find exactly the same progression of intimacy or how to get to know someone. If you're in the States or you're in Africa, or it doesn't matter, the same social rules apply, right? Now,
Mm.
what a lot of people miss is seeing you to, hey, sex time. And that's usually what people do. That's usually, you freak people out. It's like if I meet you now for the first time and we actually didn't have this conversation and I just come in and touch your head, you're going to freak out, right? Because that's
Right.
just not normal human behavior. And what I find a lot of people wrong when it comes online is they miss steps. So the first thing that they need to do
Mhm.
online is they need to get people to be aware of you. Now, if you take that into a logical human relationship, is hey, you need to see that person. Then you need to engage with someone. So please start talking to me first. Like, be nice to me. See if
Mhm.
there's any common ground. Can we start
Mhm.
texting? Can we maybe just
Mhm.
then the next step would be someone to from awareness to engagement. Then we need people to start getting a conversion going. Now conversion is cool. Would you mind getting on a date with me? I'd like to see you some more. Can we go have coffee? Can we go just have dinner? How's brunch? Whatever the thing is. But that's the conversion. And a conversion is usually something in exchange, for lack of better words, a small bribe in exchange for your email address. So give me your email address and I'll give you your quiz results. Give me your email address and you get 5% discount. Give me your email
Mhm.
address and I will show you the case study that I've been promising you.
Mhm.
Something to do with that. The next step is usually that's then where people start getting excited about you. Now that you've been on the first date with someone, you're like, oh, this is really nice. This guy is really cool. I really have a chat with him. Then you start doing that, and over a certain period of time, especially if it's higher ticketed numbers, like higher
Mhm.
ticketed amounts that you want to sell, this process takes a little bit longer. Just like a normal human relationship. If you're in it for the
Mhm.
short run, shorter. To the point. The minute you get that messaging right of logical human relationship, then you can only start giving your core offering. Because now you've got trust, you've got reliability, and people buy into people. So now there's a relationship that formed. It's no longer just, oh, well, I can do, I can do, I can do. In essence, you've made the person or your client the hero in their own story. You are no longer the hero. And
Mhm.
I think that's a lot of the time where people, specifically now in the COVID time, get it wrong. They go online
Mhm.
and they're just like, I'm amazing, I am awesome. And on Clubhouse, it's I'm a billionaire, I'm a seven-figure owner, I am this. But there's no backing, there's no relationship forming into that. So, one,
Mhm.
what is a logical next step in a human relationship? Apply that to
Mhm.
business. Two, make your customer or your current clientele or the person that you want to do business with the hero in their own story. And that applies again to their clientele.
Mhm. Mhm. I love
Does that
that.
answer?
And, I think that's the key point that a lot of people miss. That's the thing that hangs them up with not doing a Facebook Live or moving forward in their business because they get that concept confused about trying to be the hero. So, what are some steps that people can
Yeah.
take to kind of break away from that mindset and transform to allowing their client to be the hero? What are some things they can do to do that?
Well, the first thing is what I usually try is just you need to find out what the pain points are and be the solution. But in a manner that they step out better of the situation. So, for example, let's just think someone. Um, the other day, I had a client that sells shoes, but it's orthopedic shoes. So
Mhm.
instead of talking about how amazing the shoe is, that now it has all this amazing memory foam software and it's made of all these phenomenal new technologies, and all of that is great and it's factual. However, if you are now currently targeting, for example, nurses that is overworked and overwhelmed in the COVID era, how can you make them the hero in their own story? Buy these shoes. Well, you know what? I know you're overwhelmed. I know that you are working your butt off and you're doing such a great work. I would like to just give you a little bit of a relief. I'm hoping that you buying shoes that helps you stand longer on your feet, you'll be able to help more people. You'll be able to get a lot more out for who you need to be. And maybe, just maybe at the end of the day, you'll have an extra minutes of strength left for your kids. And that's all
Love
by
that.
just wearing more comfortable shoes.
Mhm. Love that.
The way that
Yeah.
it's the conversation that everything that the shoe is giving is amazing, yes. But who's the hero? It's the mom at the end of the day that has been working 12 to 15 hours, overworked, overstressed with these a massive amount of things, and all she really wants is be able to tuck her kid in bed. How can you do that?
Mhm. I love that. So it's not just a shoe, but an experience or a lifestyle. Being able to tie those things, more things into the product. So the product is really just, uh, it becomes a non negotiable, so to speak. It's just something that you have to have.
Exactly. And I think
Hmm.
getting that right with the steps in a normal human relationship, they got a winning online presence.
Hmm.
And the latest go around word that is trending everywhere is like to have omnipresence. To many, you must be on Clubhouse, you need to be on Facebook, you need to be on Instagram, you need to be on TikTok, you need to be everywhere. Wherever a specific person might be, you need to have a presence. And that kind of goes back to all the super brands like Coca-Cola and Nike and all these massive brands. If you look at them, they literally are on each and every platform that you might think. They're on banners that go on Google. They are on, well, not so much banners outside anymore, like the road banners, but they
Hmm.
are wherever you might look. They have that presence. Now, for a lot of smaller brands, that is very, very challenging because they don't necessarily have the budget for all of these things. So what I would choose one or two and do that exceptionally well.
So true. Now, so talk to us about super women.
I love it. I love it. All right. So on Clubhouse, I started connecting with incredibly influential women like yourself, Ma. And
Hmm.
I just kind of I, I felt drawn to them, and there's so much that I want to learn from them, and there's so much that I feel they can give. And yeah, there's certain things that men can do, and they are amazing, and I love my husband and everyone. But there's also certain things that women go through that a man just don't understand. And there's certain things that we speak and how we speak, and sometimes that our mind works on 20 million things at the same time. That, like, I'm just taking my husband, that he kind of like, whoa, in which box are you now? So there's just there's there's certain things that I feel that women just associate better with each other with, and also there's a certain need that I personally feel that only a woman can fill. There's some things that my husband, no matter how much he tries, wonderful, but there's just certain aspects that he won't get, and there's certain things that only one of his male mates will get. That's just reality. So what I was trying to do, or what I am trying to do, is I met with all these phenomenal women. You've met some of them. They are just like powerhouses. I wanted to create a community for superwoman entrepreneurs where there's a certain vibe or a certain energy or whatever you want to call it that as a female, we usually feel a lot of intimidation or there's a lot of fear going into this. And I'm not saying that men don't feel that. I just have
Mhm.
an association and that resonates more with females.
Mhm.
So how can we assist startup women into that field? Now the next level, when you start making your first 100,000, who knows about that? Every time you step a level up, there's a new mindset that comes with every zero that's been added to your income. There's a new mindset that goes up. Now, for example, I know what millions look like. I'm not so sure what 10 millions look like yet, but I do know that there's people in my community right now that does, and
Mhm.
I want to know how they handle it. Because surround yourself with the right people. One of my business coaches always told me, Garp, get around the right people. You are the average of the five or six people that you spend the most time with. Now, if I can spend the most time with phenomenal, entrepreneurial, powerful superwoman, damn, I want to be there. And that's how
Mhm.
I'm building that community. And I want to be able to set the platform so that other people or other women that is either on the tens of millions or the hundreds of millions or even startup now, but has got the opportunity to be around these type of influential people. And even if they only get little gems, little bits of
Mhm.
them, that should be worth it. Because where else are you going to get it?
Yeah, I love
So
that.
that
And
was
I
my
think,
that is,
go ahead. You know what? It's a delay with us and the thing. So finish your sentence. I'm sorry.
no. I'm just get so excited and so passionate about this because I do see a need and I do see a solution. And I'm trying to bring
Mhm.
people together and I want to do it by surrounding myself with great minds. And each one of these women, like especially you've got an amazing story. I mean, 15 kids. I, I don't even know how to comprehend that. Yes, it's always funny to talk about that, but in
Mhm.
reality,
Okay, we will be back with Daphne momentarily. This is just the joys of the internet. I tell you, it's always something. She actually is in Japan, and so these things happen, with the connection. But uh, just summarizing what she said, I think it is amazing to remember that collaboration can happen regardless of where you're located, geography wise. She's in Japan and we are connecting way across the water. So she's back. I was telling them a little technical
sorry,
difficulties with the internet. It
uh,
happens. Okay.
thank you. Sorry, I
So,
have no idea. Just like I was talking and gone.
oh yeah, it happens. Look, I'm used to it. I don't even get surprised by it anymore. All kinds of chaos goes on in my household. I'm sure you can only imagine. So, the next question is, trying to get the energy for what it is that you want to move into and manifest. I think that is key to kind of point out because so many people make a decision, oh, I want to collaborate. I want to be able to do something different. I want to create this space. But talk to us about going through the steps to get that to happen because so many people talk about it but actually implementing it. So what was it that you had to do to get to that point?
I think the easiest is just like just get it done. Just do it.
Mhm.
I think
Mhm.
what a lot of I think this I'm not entirely sure, but I feel that it's a personality thing as well. Where if you get
Mhm.
certain personality types, like your analyticals, before they do anything, it's usually massive amounts of research. Simple example: I'm a driver. My husband is an analytical, so I usually jump in head first, and then, oh wow, what did I do? That's usually the situation. And my husband is more paralysis by analysis. So
Mhm.
the first time I was on Clubhouse, I was like, "Oh, these people are talking about real estate. I like it. I want to say something." And he was like, "What are you going to say?" I'm like, "I don't know, but I'm next." So, I was like, they just brought me up on stage, and we had a conversation about real estate and different industries and blah blah blah. And I got off, and my husband was like, "So, how did you prepare for that?" I'm like, I didn't. I really didn't. But I believe I have faith and I believe. So I was like, majority of the time, I kind of just do, and I believe that the Holy Spirit will just show me what the next step is. Because if He tells me something beforehand, probably it will scare me so much that I won't do
Right.
anything.
Exactly. Exactly. I tell
So
people that all the time. He only gives us what we can handle because if we see too much, we're either trying to take credit for it or we're too scared to do anything. Because
yeah,
definitely, if
so
I had got a snapshot of 15 kids, I don't know if I'd be here today with that. Okay. Just saying.
I can totally, yeah, no. So to answer your question, I do think personality types has a factor in it, but that's where
Mhm,
growth and maturity comes in. If you know you're a
mhm,
amiable, for example, that needs a lot of support in order to do something, then get that support behind you. Find out what your trigger points are and move on. If you
mhm,
are an expressive that usually just likes the fun side and the exciting side and get really really frustrated when it comes to the admin side, either get someone to do the admin or train your brain to be able to handle it even if it is short period of times. But if you really want to have a vision, or if you really do have a vision and you want it to implement, you just need to start. Just take one step. It's like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Get your first bite. So yeah, that's kind of what I think about when you have a vision or even a want, even if you don't have it all figured out yet, just start, just do something, because the one step will lead to something else, and the next step will lead to something else, or you'll be able to see, all right, that was not the best decision I could have taken. Maybe let's look at something else. But if you don't take it, you won't know.
Yeah, so true. And a lot of the things, people analyze, make plans. You don't know anything until you take action because a lot of the things that you're speculating about sometimes don't even happen.
Very true. Very true. My mom
Hmm.
used to say, if you go into in a situation, what is the worst thing that could possibly happen? All right, cool. Now you know that. So everything else is a bonus.
Yeah, so true. I love that. So, what are some networking tips? Because you were able to assimilate a number of women together. For the super women. So in terms of collaboration, what are some tips that you could give the audience about how to accomplish that?
I think the type of person that, like, then, sorry, we step into marketing now. Because
Hmm.
for me, it is, who is your avatar? Who is your ideal clientele? Who's that person that you really want to get? Name him.
Hmm.
Oh, name him or her. How many kids they have?
Hmm.
50. I didn't know. But what are the books they read? What are the areas that they go into? What are their goals? What are their strengths? What is their vision? And if you start identifying that, then you've got a common ground. And the trick is then just to literally speak into what you see in yourself in that other person and draw that out. That to me is it is. Like with you, Ma, I saw you've got phenomenal passion and you've got amazing, yeah, emotional support and love and things that just ooze out of you. I was listening to the voices that or this the comments that you gave on certain situation in Clubhouse, and I was like, I want that in my team. I want, there's something there that sparks something in me. I want that in my team. And if you don't have that, then you should probably not network with that person. So
I like
for
that.
me, it is who you want to see, what is it that you want to create, and then start conversations. And I think our first conversation was uh, just a normal tip for anyone that start networking. Start with a compliment, and you always have a better way forward. So I
Mm.
started with you, which I really probably mean, but I was like, amazing session with Clubhouse. I loved what you said. what you said was resonating with me.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm doing. Would you be keen to follow in? Would you want to be part of this? So
Mm-hmm.
the opening compliment is usually a very, very good way in any networking situation or even in life in general, just to open up a conversation. There's no opening line. Be authentic, mean it. If you're going to suck something out of your thumb, rather don't do it. So yeah, that's kind of my
I,
tips on networking and drawing the people that you want in your life closer.
yeah, I love that. So I think my next question, I love to ask people about following up. What are some ways that you follow up with people or a system that you have? Because a lot of times we meet people. I mean, I'm sure we've got people that follow you daily, on Clubhouse. You go and say a couple words and then you've got another 10 followers or something. So how do you follow up with people?
All right, so I 100% agree with you. In any kind of sale or any situation like that, usually statistically wise, 60% of all sales are only made on the 12th touch point. Now, that is quite a long way in. So think about it as 12 weeks, or it could be more. But when you are in a sales aspect specifically, try and get them into some kind of funnel where you have a system that the system either sends out a SMS or a inbox messaging or a email or put a note on your calendar to call the person, but have a system in place for a minimum of 12. I usually go for 24 to 52. So our normal sales funnels runs to up to a year. um,
Mhm.
that we do different touch points, and we've seen that because we've resonated so long and we've been top of mind or just a reminder for someone for such a long period. It's credibility, it's trust. We're not going anywhere, um, and then they usually open to some sort of conversation. But the trust factor has already been there, and again we started to follow or have some kind of relationship with it. The next thing is with Clubhouse specifically to follow up. Clubhouse is a little bit different for me because there's so many people with different agendas, if I can put it like that. Not necessarily bad, just different
Right.
agendas. So
Mhm.
the one might be truly only wanting to have time and wisdom out of you, which is okay, and it's good. But I'm not a consultant, or I am not um, a I don't work for charity or a non-profit. I am a businesswoman, and my time is valuable, and also my capital. So there is for me a specific sussing period for people specifically on Clubhouse because I don't know what the real intention is. If it is just to get wisdom out of me, then come join Superwoman Entrepreneurs. Make sure that you're actually an entrepreneur. Make sure that you have got that. But if you are there to really enlarge your business, then I'm open to a real conversation. Then it's beneficial for you and me. So the
I
follow
like
up
that.
there is a little bit different for me. I like to first see if the people actually do follow up with me, because that shows intention. The next step is if I ask them to do something, if they actually do it. That also shows which side of the intention is it, and then we take it from there. But that's
That's
just
good.
my personal type of way to suss it out because yes, it is a massive platform for opportunity in all different ways. It is an opportunity to grow your business. It's an opportunity to create valuable connections and friendships. I have honestly made mates on there that I literally chat to on a daily basis now.
Mhm.
Um, and it is also a platform for a lot of unwantedness, if I can put it like that.
Yeah, so true. Just like anything else on the internet, same type of thing, or these other social media platforms. But I love how you have, dived into that topic. So, what is the best way for the audience to get a hold of you? I can't believe we're out of time already.
Already? Oh
Yeah.
no! All right.
It goes fast, I'm
So
telling you.
I am not really. One of my mates keeps saying that, like, I'm not a woman of mystery. So you are
Okay.
very welcome to Google me. My website is catchthebeat.ca. So www.catchthebeat.ca. On LinkedIn, Daphne Thompson. On Instagram, Daphne Thompson 2901. Um, yeah, Clubhouse, Daffer. I am at Daffer at Clubhouse on Clubhouse. All these different ways. Love to chat and to communicate with everyone. This is who I am. I'd
Awesome.
love to connect. Yeah.
Love it. And then what final words would you like to share with everybody today?
Find the catalyst that drives your kingdom forward.
Mm, that's good. That's deep. So I'm telling you guys, you never know who you run into on Clubhouse. This has been a great conversation, Daphne. I'm so glad that you were able to join me. And if her message resonates with you, I challenge you to reach out to her. And if you're not able to reach out, put your question in the comments. We'll be sure that she gets it. But take this time to move forward. It is February in 2021. Don't be in this same place next month. Take action, move forward. All it takes is just an inquiry, right? It just takes making a comment. I mean, we connected just on a stage on Clubhouse, and now we're here in this interview and we're connected in a group, and the sky's the limit. So take the chance, jump in the water, and you're going to be fine. We'll make sure that you survive, but do what it takes to kind of make new connections and create the environment that helps you to move forward. So, Daphne, again, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. And I look forward to having you back as we kind of catalog the things that we accomplished this year on Clubhouse.
I'm so excited. And thank you so much for making me part of this. I really think that you are a phenomenal superwoman. And I'm so grateful that we are really connected.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And I'm glad that we connected as well. And you guys, we want to thank you so much for watching us today. Again, reach out, don't be a stranger. And we will see you guys on the next episode. Thanks for watching.